Hi everyone, and welcome back or welcome to my channel if this is the first time you've been here. I'm Michelle Robinson. I'm a certified intuitive medium, a mentor, a channel, and an artist. And so I have been led to start this channel by the Archangels with the understanding that I would be channeling or bringing information directly. So for the last 3 or 4 sessions, that's what I have been doing. So I'm just going to hand over to them and just bring through whatever would like to come through. So let's set the intention for collective information, which is hopeful, helpful, and healing. And yeah, just see what will unfold in the session today. Okay, I'm hearing water straight away. And let's just see what about water. Okay, being very mindful of the water, drinking water. Not all drinking water is as it should be. Some has, I'm hearing the word contaminants. Okay, so the suggestion is a filter. So there's chemicals within our water. I'm seeing like, no, it's hydrogen, fluoride. I'm not sure. Maybe even some chlorine within the water. So there are, and I'm seeing like you can either use kind of drops, which can clear some of these things out of water, or filters. There are different means of reducing the chemical level within your water, or the levels of toxins. They're actually harmful to our cells. And it's like insidious low levels of these toxins build up over time. So I can see that some of these systems like kind of are designed to bring water to a certain level so that it's kind of okay for us to drink. But the level is still got a level of toxicity. Okay, good information for me. So encouraging filtration systems, and I'm seeing one of the biggest standalone with kind of, it's got a layer of stones on the bottom. That's just what I'm seeing in my mind's eye. And it's important for the health of your family. Cooking, maybe even using this water for cooking your vegetables. It's being absorbed into our food. So it's just a low level toxicity that we can definitely be mindful of and do something about. Mud. There's also like a sediment. There can be a sediment. This is again to do with the water. And it's just removing that sediment and some chemicals. So I'm seeing the pineal gland. Well, what I represent is the pineal gland. So what I'm seeing is some of these chemicals are actually like blockers for the pineal gland. So they can be blockers for intuitive work. So yeah, it can affect the pineal gland, and the pineal gland is where we kind of process intuitive kind of insights. Just being mindful of this. Chemicals in our food, toxins again. Sprays. So what I'm seeing is it's not always possible or easy to have organic food, but we need to start asking what was used on our food. There needs to be more pressure on the industry regarding what is being placed on our food. Kiwi fruit industry, extremely harmful and toxic. This needs to stop. The pressure needs to come from awarenesses. So I guess we need to start asking more questions and have awarenesses and then put pressure on certain industries. I also see that the pressure needs to be on the supermarkets as well, providing these fruit and vegetables or foods as well, to be more transparent. It's like several tiers of pressure, so that then supermarkets are able to go back to the industry and just say, hey, our consumers don't want these chemicals, and looking for different suppliers, or suppliers that are going to adhere to consumer rights. Consumers are us. What we eat, what we drink is important. We don't want to be poisoned. I'm getting an indication that maybe whatever's used, I'm seeing tomatoes and I'm seeing aphids. So whatever's being used as a spray on tomatoes for aphids is quite chemically harmful, I'm hearing. We need to start being more mindful and researching some of this. That it is just people pressure, saying, no, that's not okay. Also, what's being put in the soil, like fillers, like chemical fertilizers, not natural fertilizers. Some of this is being absorbed into the plant through the roots. I'm seeing carrots and tomatoes again, cucumbers, eggplant, kale, cauliflower, spring onions, kind of coriander as well. So some of these vegetables are being impacted, and their kind of wellness or nutritional level, or their something that they've taken up through their roots is it has an impact. Genetic engineering, genetic modified foods, corn. I'm seeing corn. Just asking what it is about genetically modified foods. This has quite far-reaching implications. I feel that the kind of dispersion of genetically modified vegetables, or I don't know that much about it, but it's kind of widespread and dispersed throughout, kind of been absorbed into most food crops now. Very hard to not have a genetically modified. I'm just seeing corn again, substance, corn syrup. So watching for corn syrup, where corn syrup is placed in foods as maybe a sweetener or a thickener or something along those lines. Corn syrup, can be harmful. This is all new for me as well, so I don't know much about this specifically, or about genetically modified foods. I'm just that consumer that goes and picks up what they want at the supermarket. So this is really good information for me as well. Growing your own. There we go. Going back to having your own gardens, and I'm seeing cauliflowers, potatoes, things that can be actually quite simple to grow. And there are natural pesticides which are highly effective. Just as easy to spray a natural pesticide as it is a chemical one, but yet no harm on the body. So taking a step back to having gardens, and I'm seeing quite an extensive garden in my mind's eye, like kind of furrows and I feel like there's going to be a real uptake in this again, where people are genuinely getting excited about companion planting and maybe even interspersing plants around kind of the garden, and it's kind of a bit of a showstopper as well. I'm quite proud of what they're doing. I'm seeing pumpkins. Some things are quite easy. I'm seeing children being involved and teaching them, and hens pecking away around their way around kind of gardens as well, collecting your own eggs. Not relying so much on industry. They have mass production kind of in mind rather than person's well-being. I'm seeing the kiwi fruit again. Kiwi fruit spraying. It poisons nearby waterways. I'm seeing a horse in a paddock next to a kiwi fruit farm and seeing that the water is, well, it's essentially has some level of poison within it, which is affecting the horse's well-being. So it does have an environmental impact. It's not contained. It's leached through water systems. I'm hearing highly toxic. I'm also hearing that this is very known, and there's a lot of lobbying, but it's a strong industry. But changes need to be made here. Orcharding, same thing. So again, when you are receiving your goods or asking for lists of chemicals or that are being used on the fruit, I feel like a lot of these are absorbed into the fruit. So even if they're washed, they are already absorbed. It's a permeable layer like the apple skin. It's not a barrier for chemicals entering the fruit. I'm seeing that it's actually frozen spinach. Maybe freezing different vegetable crops that like, blanching and having so that there's foods that are available at different times of the year and can be thrown into a stew or something like that. So, and preserving. So yeah, lessening the requirement to have different foods from likes of a supermarket. Also, there are door-to-door or conglomerates like direct to farm or something along those lines where the price is cheaper. It might be that I'm seeing like funny looking, like a bent cucumber. That it might not be the perfect fruit or vegetable, but that's a more affordable way of accessing kind of organic produce. Milk as well, pasteurized, homogenized, not necessarily good for you. This is just some tips to homogenized. I don't know. Isn't it amazing what we just take for granted? I'm not even sure what homogenized is. Harmful. Decreasing the dairy intake of milk. And so just being mindful, having a glass of milk is maybe not always a great thing. There's other alternative sources which are less harmful of dairy. To see if I can get some of them, some calcium sources. Some are through green leafy vegetables. Okay. Green smoothies. So the power of a power punched green smoothie, and I'm hearing spirulina with spirulina. It has high antioxidant, high energy intake, sets you up for the day. High calcium. I'm seeing even maybe some, like I'm seeing some almonds, so perhaps almond milk as well. Cold pressed. I don't know anything about that. I'm going to have to look this up afterwards. I'm just going to tell you what I'm hearing. I'm hearing that this is like can be time consuming to do this, create this yourself, but just looking for what the source is, communicating with your body. Okay, like kinesiology. So I'm seeing, okay, there are ways of energetically connecting with your intuition or your body through kinesiology, which is like a form of communication. You can do this like using your body as a pendulum. So if you say just standing still, being very calm and peaceful, just opening yourself, just saying that you're going to use your body as pendulum, and can you have a yes and your body will sway in a direction. So for me, a yes is forward and a no is backwards. And then testing this. So is my name Michelle Robinson? Then I get a forward momentum. So I don't need to lean forward. I can actually feel like a forward momentum within my body. So I use this to test. For example, when I choose a green powder, I'll see which one by going through and then doing kind of a yes no using like that method. And the one that my body chose is actually very clean. And it's known for being very clean. It's all made from natural products. So I do trust this, and I'm being shown to share that. Yakult, I'm getting Yakult, biomes, natural yogurts, the flora of your bowel. More is coming out about this and its importance in general health and health outcomes. There needs to be more emphasis on this. It has a bigger impact than realized. Processed foods, fats, sugars, certain oils, and heavy meat diets can be very harmful. So small alterations made with dietary, I'm hearing dietary fiber, seeing beetroot. Okay, so looking at the colours of the food, the whole foods as well. So making sure there's a range of colours because I'm hearing beta carotene. Okay, so they provide different sources of nutrition, minerals and vitamins. So using a range of colour. So I'm seeing some simple things like sprouting alfalfas. Also, the culture of yogurt. Again, it's simple. I'm just seeing keeping it somewhere warm, and it's live with natural bacteria, which is very very good for your gut biome. So there is going to be more discoveries, I'm hearing, around this and a move in that direction. But these are some of the things that we can start doing now. I'm hearing mental health, helps with mental health, physical ailments like arthritis, anything inflammatory, periods of fasting, giving your body a break. A period of fasting every day. So 2 to 3 hours twice a day where you're not taking any solid food. So just breaking up, and instead of constantly snacking, meal times. I'm seeing children being given like processed rice crackers, which I eat myself, and that snacking mentality. Not there's a sugar that it's feeding. There's a feedback mechanism which the body is saying, I need more food, I need more food, I need more food, because there's just that constant kind of snacking mentality. Whereas it's actually good for children to also have gaps, and then they'll eat their meals. Less processed food, less sugars, less carbonated drinks. I'm saying drinks. We should not be feeding children Coca-Cola. I'm seeing Coca-Cola, but also seeing now Fanta, sweet drinks. It's literally poison to their systems. If it wasn't packaged as a drink, you wouldn't give it to your child. I'm seeing popcorn with candy colors on it, like a coating. There is healthier forms, like straight popcorn that you pop yourself. Corn kernel, dried corn kernels, very natural and healthy. Just making small changes. There's an addiction that starts quite young on maintaining a sugar level in the body. And also, I'm seeing pink milk, so no flavored milk. It's harmful, I'm hearing again. So we're getting some food advice. So raising your vibration. These are all ways of raising our vibration, our wellness, our vitality. I'm hearing our joy, our happiness, better outcomes overall, life outcomes. So the diet is actually very important. I'm seeing seaweed in like a soup, like pieces of seaweed, very healthy. Dried mushrooms or different types of mushrooms, again, very healthy. Expanding our diets as well to incorporate different types of foods. Beans, adzuki beans, I'm hearing. Just expanding your awareness. Lemon in water. Having lemon in water, very cleansing for the gut. Okay, let's see if I can move on from that. It's just coming back to water. There are some water bottles I'm being shown that you can, filtration systems within water bottles. So again, there are low-cost alternatives available so that you can just have a filtration system on the water that you're drinking. Okay, now I'm seeing water hose, gardens being hosed. There's going to be water restrictions, New South Wales, Victoria, ACT, South Australia, possibly Western Australia. So large part, we're going into more of a drought period. We're coming out of the El Nino, was it? The heavy rains we're going into a drought period. We're going into a fire hazard time as well. This has already started, New South Wales. So we're in for a bit of a ride with this. More so January. There's going to be hot winds just fueling this. We're going to see an increase in winds. Things can happen quite quickly. Being aware. Start preparing homes that might be in risk areas. Just clearing around homes. Making sure you have, like exit strategy, more than one exit strategy. this could save lives. I'm seeing someone battling that there's smoke around the home, and I feel they've got like hoses and trying to wet things. Your safety is the priority, so exiting. Things move very quickly, seeing sparks on roofs. Insurance, of course, is important. Okay, there's going to be moves towards better fire retarding in products and materials used for house building in certain areas. There will be houses lost, and they can be rebuilt, but with different materials, more. I see kind of sparks on roofs, and there's not much that can be done, but just more mindfulness of this, yeah, like fire retardation. That's the word I'm getting, fire retarded materials, products. This may create extra expense, but there could be some, in some areas, there could be some kind of guidelines, maybe legislation around the types of materials that can be used in certain areas for the buildings of homes, or could come into play with insurance companies requiring kind of more information around your home. Insurance prices, premiums in some areas, I'm seeing New South Wales are going to increase. Goulburn or Goulburn. I'm just hearing Goulburn is going to be susceptible. I'm just going to write this down. I'm going to have to look it up. So there's going to be forest fires, alpine regions, pine plantations as well, loss of timber, materials for building or timber prices are going to increase. Home affordability, not pretty. The house prices are still rising. There's an increase on demand, and it's still pushing prices up. There's going to be more, I guess, shared living situations for better outcomes there, spreading the load. I feel like there's going to be a change away from that idea of kind of saving and having your own home. Mortgages are going to be too steep. Again, I'm seeing more shared living situations. It's like the kind of the dream of having that home ownership. I'm literally seeing that going up in flames, untenable, I'm hearing. So those with properties and homes are going to be looking out for, looking after, sharing resources. It's going to be more homeless. I'm saying it's not something just to be ignored, not to be kind of, oh, look at them, the homeless. This is going to be more commonplace. There's more people living in vans and cars already than are realised, that are on the breadline, unable to make ends meet, unable to pay for rent, unable to secure housing, not telling people. There's risk of children being taken away. And it could create a situation where there needs to be more work, or starting some kind of increased pressure on how to deal with this and what can be done. There is a migration I'm hearing, and I'm hearing over the ditch. Migration over the ditch from New Zealand. Poor economy, driving the workforce over to Australia. I do see the tables will turn on this at some point, and this will stabilise. Housing affordability in New Zealand this coming year will be quite a good year for this, especially this first 6 months. So this could be quite a good time to secure property in New Zealand. It's like a slump, I'm hearing. And then it may cause a little bit of backwards movement, migration back to New Zealand. There's a bit of, I'm hearing tumult, like tumultuous movement between finding somewhere to settle, also issues with properties in Australia. There's kind of like two push factors. One is the economy out of New Zealand, and then one is housing unaffordability and access to homes back out of Australia. There's no perfect solution. Needs to be flexibility. For this to work, flexibility on where you could go and also working remotely. Oh, I'm seeing green. Okay, FAL. I'm seeing the green lands of New Zealand. This is a beautiful place to be. It has a lot more on offer than just financial gain. There are a lot of hearts remaining with New Zealand. I'm feeling that there's a lot of healing for people returning to New Zealand. There will be better outcomes for those that are choosing to return. I'm just getting this healing energy being on the land. It has a beautiful healing energy. There's something very special about the land in New Zealand. New Zealanders often feel very connected to the land. There is an appreciation of what it has to offer. In general, they work very well with the land. Awarenesses, earthy people are very attracted to New Zealand. People who are interested in hunting, fishing, outdoors, bushwalking, beauty. It's so accessible. There's a beautiful lifestyle to be had. I'm seeing so many scenes right now. The West Coast, kind of the Routeburn track, just beautiful vistas. It's a land that has so much to offer. Small populations. I think it's just around embracing the beauties, embracing what it does have to offer, and not underestimating that connection. Okay. I'm seeing the Maori, just a Maori spiral symbol on like a canoe. Okay, so we are all peoples of New Zealand. Culturally, it's part of us, whether we're Maori or not. This is part of our shared history, culture. We are very attached to that. It is very meaningful. There's something very beautiful about that as well. There can be a disconnect on leaving that land. It's okay to acknowledge that disconnect and to make a move back to the land that heals, that serves, that feeds your soul. It might be calling to you. Oh, I'm seeing like Maori woman like dancing with jade tiki pendants, grass skirts, woven tops, headband, and they're just doing the welcoming dance, calling you back. It's very beautiful. I'm just seeing the ladies as if you're arriving at Marae and it's like welcoming you, embracing of this culture. It is part of every Kiwi. It's national pride of the All Blacks. It's national pride again, the things that make you you. Strong and proud and a warrior. This is within all of us. Don't allow yourself to be disconnected. Don't compromise your well-being, your soul. Acknowledge your displacement. Wow, New Zealand is calling you home. It's like on the conch shell. Come back to the motherland, the healing land. Heal your soul. Okay, this is going to be really relevant for some people and might speak to you in some way. This feels quite, it's touching me. I'm a New Zealander as well. And the land is blessed. It's a blessed nation. We are held by the energies of very strong tribal warriors throughout that land. It's part of all of us. It's an energy that is almost just from the land into our bodies, part of who we are. I'm seeing power shell, jade. There's such a strong connection, flax. We chose to be born in this land, to be in this land. It drew us, it called to us. Wow. Look to the ancestors of old, the tribal leaders, their strength. Times were not always easy. They had pride. They stood for what they believed in. I just feel like I'm surrounded by Maori ancestors right now. I'm seeing like cloaks, beautiful feathered cloaks, and the mokus, and just the creased faces, the pride and the strength, the determination. Okay. The seeking of gold, seeing like Ebenezer or something along those lines, like not always being what it's cut out to be. acknowledging where your soul needs are not being met. And this is a time for us to step into our soul truth. This is where things have changed, like birthing of new earth, where we're not compromising what it is that makes us happy any longer. So acknowledging where you need to return to your homeland in a very long-winded, beautiful way. Maybe that was to capture the hearts of some of you. Just want to thank these ancestors, beautiful ancestors. It's amazing. I just haven't quite finished with this. I'm feeling that the land may be fruitful in one way, but in many other ways, it's not bearing fruit. Maybe creatively, for community and connection, and yeah, the bigger picture. Okay, that's very specific. This is also the case for some Pacific Islanders back to their homeland. Feels like there's a call for people back to their homelands, back to the place that nurtures them, back to their communities, that they've been doing it very difficultly on their own, trying to be strong, being individuals, going on their way, trying to make something of themselves. But we're being encouraged to go back to our families, to communities, to groups, and not trying to battle it out on our own anymore. And that is our road to success. Things are changing. We are changing. This is the community aspect. It's important. I'm hearing it's essential. Just heed the call, the internal call. You'll feel the pull. It won't let you down. It's like following your intuition on this, and it will work out for you. Trust your intuition. Okay. Okay, intuition. I mentioned that word and I'm hearing development, intuition, development. There are ways to communicate with yourself, your higher self, other aspects of you, and beyond. Meditation, guided meditation. It's not always easy, requires some practice. So the more you do it, the easier it becomes. It's not something that can always happen overnight, but it can happen. It does happen. And this can connect you to yourself, to other energies, to guidance, to visions, to peace and harmony. And the more peace and harmony, the easier it is to understand what it is as a next move. Automatic writing. I actually have a look at my channel. I do have an episode on automatic writing. So taking a moment with that. So it's not very long. It gives you some information about automatic writing. There's a 10-minute meditation in the middle, so doesn't go for very long. Again, practice. Don't expect overnight outcomes, I'm hearing. This can connect you to something beautiful, unexpected. I'm also hearing just be a little bit diligent. There are also groups available. Okay, so I have opened up my calendar from January the 22nd to New Zealand time for intuitive circles. I had some emails on this, and so I have a 4 p.m. Brisbane time slot, which is a 7 p.m. New Zealand. So I'll keep this open unless I just don't get the numbers, but it was via request, so it's there. It's on my website. Have a look in the description, and that will lead you through group outcomes as well. Combination. Okay, so what I'm seeing is you can be an individual, but as many individuals, there's a lot of, it's like an intensity of power overall. So outcomes are better in groups, like-minded groups. This would be intuitive, but not just that, family groups, community groups, volunteering groups, work groups, like-minded. You're going to, okay, I'm hearing resonate. So you're going to know what resonates with you. Again, this is just a feeling. Okay, I'm going to give that a go. I feel like that's a good move for me to make. I'm not resonating, I just keep hearing the word resonating with my current, work group, and dissonance I'm hearing as well. So when you're not working with what is resonating for you, and it's literally a frequency, some things are going to move out of your life. Particularly as you're moving into higher vibration, that's happening through things that are happening with the planet. It's pulling us into alignment. Try to go with the flow. Don't push too hard against some of these things. They are creating alignment. Your resonance will attract like resonances, not staying attached to something which has dissonance with you. It may have had resonance in the past, and this could be a partner, it could be workmates, it could be how you're spending your time. Listening to that, if spending too much time working at something that you're no longer in resonance with is very irritating or jarring for you, then eventually this will start peeling away. There needs to be alternative methods, alternative pastimes, people. As you allow the things that are not working to peel away, I'm seeing like just naturally, just because of the space that's left, it almost is like a magnetic attraction of what does. So, trying not to suffer some of this, just allow things to peel away, create space for the new. Also with creativity. Creativity requires peace of mind, stillness, observation. Can be creative in so many different ways, and yet we're so busy that it actually stunts our creativity. Sometimes we're not allowing ourselves to be geniuses. We don't give it enough credence or space. We're so busying, taking some time out, sitting down, enjoying a cup of tea, sitting all the way through it, enjoying it from the beginning to the end, sitting outside, taking a moment, listening to the birds. Okay, I'm hearing the word transmission. These quiet, peaceful moments allow transmissions from our higher self or from our guide. That's when we can hear them. If we're constantly busy and filling up our lives and feeling like that's feeding our soul, it's not. It's creating a lot of distraction and noise. Opening up to beauty, I'm hearing. This is like soul stories, I feel like today. Not so much of gosh, I just can't think of words, predictions. So what have we had? Food and diet, gardening, let me just keep going. I can't concentrate properly when I'm like this. Golf. I'm just seeing a golfer hitting a ball. It's a very peaceful endeavor. So it requires spending time in nature and peace, kind of as you go out walking from point to point. It can be in solitude, but very enjoyable. Walking, swimming. They're all kind of moments of solitude, which allows this kind of like peaceful time. So you can have active solitude as well, where you have more than one outcome, a health or fitness outcome. I'm seeing meditation again, sitting cross-legged. Okay, sitting cross-legged on the ground. So what I'm seeing about that, I'm seeing all the chakras, and I'm seeing the sitting on the ground, kind of bringing up earth energy, and then using the meditation to connect to universal energy. And then what I was seeing about that, again, very good information for me, is that it actually aligns the energy from both the ground at the same time as connecting to something higher through meditation, actually aligns your energy systems or your meridians. And I was seeing that as the main energy centers, or the 7 main chakras. I could see their color and then them just coming into alignment and all being of equal size and shape. It has, again, beneficial health effects. Cell alignment, repair, regeneration, DNA, chromosomal, robust alignment, energy, something along those lines. I'm not exactly sure, but it has effects right down to cellular levels. I'm hearing measurable Schumann resonance. So have a look at Schumann resonance. This was some measurable results from people who spent periods of time connecting directly to the earth. So not using shoes, not being in your home, but bare feet. And it's like an electromagnetic transmission, similar to what I was seeing with New Zealand. It's just something which is just absorbed into the body and has a well-being, feel-good factor. Okay, let me just see what's next. I'm seeing sheep. Seeing sheep in like a shed. Shearing sheep. Price of wool. Okay. Okay. Price of wool might drop, but hang in there, because natural fibres are going to be on the rise. There's going to be a swing back to natural products. Do it yourself. I got this last time. Knitting. I'm seeing like the carding and the spinning. So it's definitely to do with wool itself and knitting. I did see this last time, like a raise in craft, but a resurgence of the use of wool. I feel like it's going to help make that industry kind of more robust. Yeah, so using natural fibres as well, cottons, linens, wool, bamboo. Okay, just not sure where that's going, so I'll just leave that one and it will come up again in a different way. Okay, I'm still seeing sheep, so let's get to the bottom of it. Black sheep. It's going to be more popular to have black sheep. So if you're a farmer, perhaps working with black sheep could be quite lucrative. There's increase in the price in wool, increase in the price in wool. Demand, there's a demand. I'm sorry for the confusion. Conversion, the conversion will be good. People are moving towards natural fabrics, natural medicine, natural pesticide, natural fertilizer. They're putting up their hands and do not want toxins, chemicals, like things that are fabricated, going natural where possible. I'm seeing also with insulation. It's going to be a big trend. Hair dye, either again more natural or more allowing your hair to be its natural colour. The beauty of the grey, the beauty of the white, the beauty of aging. These, I'm hearing harsh chemicals in hair dye. Back to crops. Might be affected by drought. We may not see kind of as much, like always have everything, again, I've seen this, but things specifically, drought conditions just might put a bit of pressure on what's available at different times. And our vegetable shops being flexible with this, and that's taking me back to having some things in the freezer, things that are easily frozen, cooked tomatoes, spinach. I'm seeing like shelled peas and beans. Okay, frozen veggies. Also, I'm seeing beetroot that's been sliced and it's in jars with like vinegar and what's that called? Pickles, pickling veggies. So when there's plenty, doing some pickling. These things are going to become more commonplace. So maybe even starting to learn about this, or just starting to do some of this. I'm seeing doing it with someone else, like sharing. I'll pickle this, you pickle that, and then doing some swaps. It's not desperate times, it's just good measures. There will be times when things are not available. You'll be glad to have it. There's also the health benefits, pickled vegetables, the health benefits. I'm seeing like sauerkraut. It's good for the gut. Again, fermented vegetables. This is really showing how important our physical wellness and well-being is towards kind of our overall like well-being. So concentrating on some of these things rather than some of the things that are going on around you, spending your time focused on these kind of practices. Let's see what else. Sea salt. I'm seeing the larger sea salt, like the is it? It's not bleached, is it? No. I'm seeing the larger crystals and grinding them. Okay. Like the role in preserving of food. It's been done for eons, the use of salt, smoking, dried meats as well. Kind of not being so wasteful. I'm seeing we've been a very wasteful society overall, not using materials which are not going to be able to be decompostable. I'm seeing like plastic keep cups, the lids, not using anything that's not going to be environmentally able to be broken down, plastic bags as well. Being more mindful about this. I'm seeing particularly the tops of those coffee cups. I'm getting the indication that there's a phenomenal number of plastic coffee cup tops that are used every day. Addictions. Just mindful use of like starting to deal with, be aware of, and start to deal with addictions, sugar, overuse of coffee, and tea as well, alcohol, drugs, just taking measures step by step to reduce these addictions. I'm seeing like tea and coffee not necessarily bad in small amounts. Alcohol. Oh, I just feel it going through the brain. Like it does have a big impact on like a fog, create a fog level. Literally hearing it kills brain cells. I get quite a bit of information about alcohol, and yet I still occasionally have a wine. And when I see things like this, I think I really must just go like no wine at all. It lowers serotonin, like your feel good factor. So it might feel like it makes you feel good, but ultimately it actually has the opposite impact and lowers those levels, and also increases cortisol, so increasing stress. Has an effect on the brain stem, maybe, well, coordination, that's the cerebellum. Lowers inhibitions, so behaviorally as well, which we know, but this is following what comes from spirit, and can create antisocial and aggressive behaviors, something like punch drunk. I'm hearing there needs to be some accountability around this. Serving of inebriated individuals at bars, maybe limits on how much people can drink. I don't see like prohibition, but just that there is a responsibility. Okay. Music. Okay. Music. Oh, I'm seeing green again. Okay, healing. Music has a very high, the frequency of music can be very healing. So listening to different hertz, music which, if say you've got a stomach ache, that's close to your solar plexus chakra, you can look up what frequency that is, and YouTube has all kinds of frequencies available, music that you can play, which helps. Alignment, I'm hearing. Music, color. Very healing and can help with alignment. They're absorbed into the body, creating well-being. There's going to be more different modalities, or it's going to become more well-known or become more popular, that this is a very strong form of healing. Let's see if that green's gone. It's still green. Tuning forks, I'm hearing. Tuning forks for healing. just listening to like orchestral music or, okay, types of music that you listen to can impact your body. So listening to soothing, healing, orchestral, that kind of thing, or, uplifting music, whereas heavy metal and some other dissonant frequencies creates dissonance, and I'm hearing dis-ease within the body. This is the way forward. These are the healing modalities of the future. Energy healing, sound and frequency, which is energy. There are many, like more being known about, like health, well-being, decreasing our toxins, chemicals. Okay, so I guess apart from some information on the fires, I've been, I guess, showing health and well-being improvements or ways that you can improve in general, stepping forward. We're in for exciting times, I just heard. This is unprecedented. This move back to yesteryear is necessary. Embrace it. It's beautiful. I can see like women being more creative and enjoying that, connecting back into the kitchen. It's almost like this creativity has been missing from life. There are good times ahead. This is not all doom and gloom. Some of these hardships are leading us into beautiful, more unified, aligned, kind of like soul aligned as well, times ahead with communities and going back to some kind of basics, a bit of a resurgence. And yeah, saying no to different toxins and chemicals. And we all have a voice. I'm hearing that we have a voice. To no longer just think that's okay and turn a blind eye, asking more questions, being more aware is very important. Okay, I think I'm going to leave it there. I'm not sure how long I've been doing this for. It seems like very specific messages today, a little bit different to what I expected, but I never know what I'm going to get. Still very beautiful, a lot of messages, a lot of information for me as well. So I'm going to have to re-listen, look up a few things, take a few notes for myself too. So I hope there was something in this for you. I know that this is not going to be for everybody. Some people are not ready to hear this at this stage, but I'm definitely getting a very clear idea of where we're headed, and it feels very beautiful to me. So, yeah, thank you for listening as always, and take a look at my description. I've got lots of things available, including angel channelings. Anyone interested in the intuitive circle starting on the 21st, 22nd of January. 22nd is kind of falling in within that New Zealand time frame quite nicely for anyone that's interested in joining from there. Also for my bookings, readings, and various other things. So just take a look. It's all there in the description. And yeah, I'll see you again next time.